again you check the tool properly, you check the movement of your ring. You can see the rings are moving freely. That means your rings are fitted properly. So next thing, when you are installing your piston ring, you have to ensure your piston rings are opening. You can see the opening should be 120 degree between each other. So suppose this is here, and next groove should not be directly below this area. It should be 120 degree away from the other groove. So somewhere here, and again the other groove will be 120 degree away. So this is how you have to fit your piston ring. If it is 3 rings, you have to make a gap of 120 degree between your ring groove, ring openings. Okay. This is your piston ring compression tool. So this have to be for installing your piston inside your cylinder liner. So this ensures the piston ring is compressed and doesn't get stuck when we are installing your piston inside the cylinder liner. So always ensure when you are installing the piston inside the liner, your E-mark, this mark should be facing towards your exhaust side manifold. So accordingly you have to turn your piston when you are installing. So this tool you have to tighten in order to compress your piston ring inside the piston ring grooves, so that the piston ring won't come out and get stuck on top of liner when we are installing your piston. So this is your piston lifting tool. So always ensure you are using proper tool. Now you can see the piston compression tool is completely tightened, and you can see in this gap, you can see here the piston ring is completely inside your piston ring groove. So now the piston is ready to install. We are going to lift the piston. Always ensure your lifting tool is in a good condition with the safety latch and everything in place. The foot condition should be good. You can see there is no scratch mark, scoring, nothing. So it is in a good condition. Before installing the piston in cylinder liner, ensure your liner is clean and your crank pin is in TDC. Exactly, it should be in TDC. you have to cross check with your flywheel marking and ensure the unit which you are going to install is in TDC, and before installing lubricate the cylinder liner. Ensure your cylinder liner is having enough lubrication, so that when you are installing your piston, the piston will go smoothly. So now, once you are done with this, साफ हो piston. खाना थोड़ा. Piston. This is your guiding tool for installing your piston, and lubricate the guiding tool also. So this guiding tool will be landed on the flame ring area. How you have to place your guiding tool. Guiding tool will be basically fit on the flame ring area. That you have to do before installing a piston is you need to lubricate the area properly, so that this lubrication will help your piston to enter liner without any problem. Always ensure this marking should face your exhaust side. So I keep that turned exhaust side, and now I'm going to lower the piston. Up. So now it is ready to lower. I'm lowering. Before lowering, this crank pin should be in TDC position. Now it is already in TDC position. So now I am lowering. So when you are lowering, ensure your connecting rod is not damaging your liner. So you have to very carefully land your lower your piston.
lowering the piston in place, always ensure you are keeping the piston in straight. It should be in a straight position, so that whenever you are lowering, it will not touch the liner surface and damage the liner surface. So slowly we have to lower the piston and ensure the piston is properly going down, and the bolt should match the holes of the piston rod. So now what happened is the piston got stuck. So what we are doing is we are loosening the compression tool, and we try to readjust the compression tool, because sometimes what happens, if we are not tightening the compression tool properly, the piston ring may come out little bit and get stuck in the liner top surface. So we are just trying to tighten the compression tool more, and we are trying to lower the piston, and we'll see. Yeah, we are trying to position the palm bolts, because we have to turn the piston so that the palm bolts will match the holes. So now we are trying to tighten the compression tool again. We are tightening it, so you can see that the compression tool edge is getting closer when we are tightening it. Now we are lowering the piston. Yeah, again it got stuck. You can see, if the piston is not getting stuck, it will go more inside down. So it is getting stuck again. So all we need to do is I have to lift the piston up again. Yeah, I am lifting the piston up, and I have to loosen the compression tool, and I have to refit the compression tool again.
Okay. Now the piston is in place. So now I'm going to remove the tool. Yeah. Once your piston foot is in place, you can check inside whether there is any gap or not. There is no gap. It is properly fitted in place, and okay, we are done with installing our piston in place, and now we need to tighten it with the hydraulic nut. Okay.
So once we are fitted with the connecting rod in place, now we have to put back the connecting rod nuts. So all four nuts are in place. So you can see, all four nuts are in place, and as I said earlier, we were marking marking is on the other side, that is in the exhaust side. So you can see in the camshaft side there is no marking. So that is one way of finding whether your connecting rod is placed properly or not. Okay, so this is your nuts. We are tightening the nuts. First we have to do a hand tight of all the four nuts. So okay, now we are going to tighten all the four nuts using hydraulic tightening jack. Okay, now these are the hydraulic jack which we usually use for tightening this connecting rod nuts, and this is some special kind of hydraulic jack, and this hydraulic jack is very heavy. So the area for handling this jack inside the crankcase is very less. So all you need to do is you have to be very careful whenever you are handling the hydraulic jack, because these jacks are very heavy. So first we put the adapter, it's in place, and now we are going to fix the hydraulic jack over it. And always ensure you are not damaging the crankshaft or anything when you are trying to fix the hydraulic jack, because this jack is really heavy, but you can handle it. We can lift by hand, not issue, but it is a little bit heavy, so you have to be very careful when you are fitting it back. So this is how you have to fit the hydraulic jack in place. So the jack is over your adapter, so you have to press it inside. And yeah, you can see, yeah. And now you have to tighten the hydraulic jack by hand, and then use your ratchet to tighten your hydraulic jack. So on the other side, my colleague is fitting the hydraulic jack, so I'm showing the one side of how to fit the hydraulic jack. See, we are using the wrench to tighten the hydraulic jack. This is how you have to tighten the hydraulic jack. Mm, so tighten it equally, so that you will be having a proper tightening torque. So before using the hydraulic tighten, we have to tighten by using our hand tightening using hydraulic jack. You cannot use any kind of a spanner or something, because the area is very congested. So it's better always to use ratchet, proper ratchet and proper box spanner on it, so that you don't damage the head of your hydraulic jack. So this is our hydraulic pump, which we use to increase the pressure for hydraulic jack. So the tightening pressure of our piston bolts is piston nut is 950 bar. So always ensure the oil is filled in the hydraulic pump before starting the pump, using the pump. Okay, now we are increasing the pressure for hydraulic jack. Our fourth engineer is operating the hydraulic pump. So we need a pressure of 950 bar. So when you are using this pump, always ensure your hand position. So if you are not careful, you may get injured with your hand. And okay, so we need a pressure of 950 bar, and we reached the pressure 950 bar. Okay, so now we are going to tighten the nut. So both the side we have to tighten. So on the other side also we are tightening it. So okay, we are done with tightening all the four nuts. So once you are done, you have to reduce the pressure slowly. You cannot drastically bring down the pressure. So you have to very slowly bring the pressure down. Okay, now the pressure, you can see the pressure is coming down. And okay, now the pressure is 0. And okay, we are done with tightening of our piston rod bolts. Now we can remove the hydraulic jack, and piston job is done. Okay,
I believe you must have got some idea about this session. So the continuation will be followed in the next part. So please watch that one also. Thanks for watching the videos. Thank you guys.